Solid Sports and Gaming channel you're watching. You're watching the Solid Sports Video Blog, episode 264, live. Today's date is April 24th, 2024. I'm Troy West, and thank you so much for joining me for another episode. Got a big show today. Of course, we're on our normal day, Wednesday. I have to see what's going on next week. Next week, I got to work on Wednesday again, so it throws off my regular time. But hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to maneuver around the schedule. Um, like I said, it's just hard to do it on any other day because I have the other day to go live or record. So, um, but I appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate, like I said, the support as always. But today, we're going to talk NBA playoffs, of course. Um, we're going to talk. Let me check something, check my sound, make sure my sound is good. Last week had a couple of problems because of I got a phone call. Yeah, so my sound is good. Okay. All right, but thank you guys. Like I said, for joining me last week. We covered the NBA playoffs. Now we're fully into the playoffs as half the series is already 2 games in. We'll take a look at all the series, update what's going on in the NBA. MLB, we'll check out the standings real quick. Some teams off to great starts. Some teams have been surprises both ways. So we'll check out some MLB. And we look at the NFL draft, which is tomorrow night. We'll focus more on the first round and just what we think um, other teams, what's their major need, what you think they will look for in the draft. Like I said, it's still a day away, so it could be trades. There's already been rumors about teams wanting to move up. We'll look into all that this morning. Like I said, thank you guys. Like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of shorts that I normally do, even with my Switch. So I started got to get back in the rhythm of doing that again. Had a real crazy weekend, um, so kind of threw me off a little bit, but I'm still able to be here today, this morning with you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yeah, so that's what our show connects today. Shouldn't be on here too long. I say that every show, but not a lot of news. You know, at least since the last week I've been on. Like I said, we covered a lot of things, but mostly NBA. But we touched on some other stuff last week. Um, but let's go ahead and get into the MLB. Get that out the way. Then we'll talk about the draft, and then we'll get into the NBA playoffs, and maybe touch on some other sports stuff before we get on out of here. As I look at the American League, I had to get my devices together because they always be dead right before I go live, so I had to charge it a little bit. Um, but let's look at the American League standings first. Looking at all the teams here, we look at the AL East. Yankees off to not a surprising start, but still off to a hot start, 16-8. It leads the East. Baltimore Orioles right there behind them at a half game back at 15-8. Toronto, Boston follows that with 13-11 records, and then Tampa right now just 12-13. But this division is going to be competitive all year long. It's probably always the best division. Can't count out none of these teams here. We just about almost a month in, um, so we'll see how things develop there. AL Central, Cleveland Guardians. Somewhat of a pleasant surprise, but they had the best record in baseball at 17-6. And then these two teams have been surprising. The Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers, two teams with young teams, but they're real feisty. I just seen the Royals a little. I've seen the Royals a little bit this season because they played the Orioles. The Royals look like they might hang around. Haven't seen Detroit yet, but still, like I said, it's early, but it's always still good to get off to a good start. Minnesota Twins, 19-13. I still think they got a chance to come back and win this division. I thought they was gonna win this division, but I also said this division would be wide open in a way. The Chicago White Sox just 3 wins on the season, 3-20. Um, with everything that happened uh, with the Sox the last couple of years, look like seems like they're gonna be in mediocrity for a while. AL West, really bunched up. Seattle at 20-11 leads the division. Texas right there at 12-12, defending champions. Angels holding their own 10-14, still 4 under. Oakland at 9-15. Um, and the Houston Astros 7-17 start. But they're too good. I think they're gonna make some type of run. Um, at least get back into it. But like I said, Texas and Seattle haven't pulled away yet. So I think Houston will be able to turn their season around and get back into it. Let's look at the National League. My Atlanta Braves 6-16, 16-6, excuse me, to lead the AL East. Philadelphia at 15-9. Definitely a faster start. They usually start slow. They started fast this year. They 2 games back. At 15-9. Mets 12-11 to start the season. Washington Nationals 10-12. I guess you say a little bit surprising. Miami Marlins just 6-19. Let's see if they can bounce back. Still got time. Go to the Central, another bunch up division. Milwaukee at 14-8 leads the Cubs by half a game. As the Cubs are 14-9. Cincinnati starting to heat up. Cruz starting to heat up, so they're a fun team to watch there. 13-10. Pittsburgh 13-11, and St. Louis at 10-14. I just don't. Um, Maybe I need to just stop thinking about days, but I had St. Louis um, to win this division, but I don't know. Maybe Goldsmith and Arenado is not not enough to for the Cardinals to compete. AL West, Dodgers at 14-11 still lead the division, but you would think they get off to a better start, but not this season, at least not so far. Padres 500 at 13-13, a game and a half back. Arizona and San Francisco both at 12-13, and the Colorado Rockies 6-18. My buddy Good Vibes, that's his team. Haven't heard from him in a while, so hopefully he's doing well. But um, the Rockies, yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them trying out all these last place teams. I'm probably the least confident in the White Sox, but I would have to say the Rockies. I don't think they. I think they're gonna pretty much stay there the whole season. I think Miami could get better and turn it around, and I'm still gonna hang in there with the Cardinals. Houston, like I said, can bounce back. I think the White Sox are done, unfortunately, already. And then the East, like I said, Tampa's at last, but that could definitely change in the next few weeks. So that's a look at the MLB. Really, no big news. Um, I just know that one of the biggest news, a lot of pitchers again had to shut it down for the season to get Tommy John surgery. I was telling my bro about this. Back in the day, pitchers would pitch 100 pitches easy and still turn around and pitch another 5 days later. It was no issues. Seems like between now and then, we would think with more technology and surgeries and stuff, you would think pitchers will last a little longer. But now it seems like uh, pitchers don't last that long. So we'll see how that works out. Um, the Tony news. Sorry about that. Um, the scandal with his agent and stuff like that. That took another turn. I think um, the authorities. I think the authorities got him. Um, I think a Tony is pretty much clear because a lot of people was thinking, well, maybe that was more of a cover. Like if he was the cover guy, or Tony was the one doing the betting on the games. Of course, you heard about the news. The Porter brother, who got banned from the NBA for life for betting on his own games, and things of that nature. So gambling, but gambling is it's pretty much a part of sports now. It's like a with all the apps and all the outlets you could go to bet. Um, and you could now you just do it on your phone. You don't have to go all the way to Vegas to bet now. So that's gonna be yeah, it's good. I think it's good. It's not gonna be the last time we see things like this happen, either around players or the players themselves doing this. So, but I guess because he's young, I feel sorry for him because, like I said, you bad for life, so your NBA dream is over. And he's the brother of Michael Porter Jr., so that's why um, the way he's been playing in the playoffs every day, because he got a brother that's in trouble um, with I think a car accident or something, and then he got this brother in this trouble. So a lot on his plate mentally. So for him to still be playing pretty decent basketball is definitely a salute to him. But like I said, other than that, no, no major uh, tidbits in the MLB. So I guess we could just move on to the NFL draft then. Now, like I said, I've already admitted this before that I'm not I don't follow college football until like late in the season, like when they get to the big rivalry games like Michigan or Ohio State, and we're just getting close to see who will be in the playoff, and then I watch the bowl games. Um, but I mean, it's a few players. Like I said, I think the Bears are about to pull up the draft order um, for the first round. Of course, the Bears are on the clock. Um, it's highly likely they're going to take Caleb Williams from USC. Like I said, as far as quarterbacks, I mean, they've been talking about this kid for years. But like I said, there's a couple of quarterbacks that I like. And not in no particular order. Bo Nix, of course, the kid Daniels from LSU. Um, Drake May, like I said, I think he's a little overhyped, but he still has intangibles that you like in a quarterback. Um, I think I said Bo Nix. Um, there's a few others right behind. I think, like I said, I think Penix Jr. is going back to school. Um, so, uh, but it's a lot of good quarterbacks other than Williams. But I think the Bears, you know, when they traded away Fields, they definitely going to pick a quarterback. And they ain't officially said it, but they pretty much said they're going to take him. So that's what we expect. But like I said, I'm gonna go back to the Fields thing again. I thought maybe they should have kept Fields, traded back, maybe a down 2 or 3 picks, and get Marvin Harrison Jr. Now they got the ninth pick also in the first round, so maybe they could use that pick to move up, draft Williams and Harrison Jr. I think that'd be great for them because I think Washington had to expect them to take a quarterback. Um, so with New England at 3. Arizona, you still got Caleb. You still got Kyler Murray. So maybe they'd be. That's where Harrison will go most likely, if everything stays in this order. L.A. Chargers already got a decent roster. Um, we'll see what they do at 5. Definitely not going to be a quarterback. I guess I would say maybe they looking at offensive lineman or someone on defense. But we'll see. That'd be a interesting pick. That's where the draft really gonna start. Once we get to 5, New York Giants at 6. We'll see what they do. They need help everywhere. Tennessee as well. At 7. Atlanta Falcons. Now you got Kirk Cousins. So maybe you focus on the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see what they do at 8. And this, like I said, this could change between now and tomorrow night. Bears, like I said, at 9 again. Now they get the quarterback at 1. If they stay at 9, maybe maybe you go defense because they got weapons on the offensive side of the ball now. Maybe you get offensive linemen to shore that up. Wouldn't be surprised there. Jets at 10. You expect Aaron Rodgers to come back, but I wouldn't be surprised if they still draft a quarterback because um, Rogers probably going to play minimum 2 more seasons, and so you're going to still need to quarterback. They traded Zach Wilson. That was some news out the NFL the other day to Denver. Um, just that to be interested to see what they do at 10, or will they trade up or do something. But quarterback is not off the question for the Jets. Uh, Minnesota Vikings. Now they've been rumored that they might want to trade up to get a quarterback. Of course, now without Cousins being there, that's a hole for them now. Um, so we'll see what they do. But I think they do need to think about trading up and getting a quarterback. Denver as well, even though they got Wilson, but Wilson haven't proven himself. So Denver's tricky at 12. So is the Raiders at 13. Don't have a sure quarterback. So all these teams could try to trade up um, to at least get into the top 10. Um, so look out for that the next couple of hours or the next day or so. New Orleans Saints, uh, they need, I guess you could say they need a little bit of everything. Derek Carr, not sure what his future is there. But I think they definitely probably looking on the outside for a quarterback. Indianapolis Colts, they good on quarterback. They got the kid Richardson from last year, and they just signed the veteran Joe Flacco, so they fine with the quarterback position. I guess they probably be thinking defense or get another weapon to go on the offensive side. Um, Seattle at 16. Uh, Geno Smith, has played well. Uh, they could go. They could pretty much go anywhere. They probably think defense. I would imagine. Jacksonville at 17. Um, of course, they got a heavy quarterback room as well. Uh, yeah, they might go offensive line or something. Cincinnati at 18. Of course, you got Burrow as your quarterback, but um, maybe interested to see what they could go pretty much anywhere as well. L.A. Rams. Stafford's a little old, so what you think about, maybe a quarterback there? Aaron Donald just retired. I didn't really get to talk about that to an extent, but he had a great career. Even though it seemed like a bit short, he did play 10 seasons, but um, what a great career that he had. Like I said, he was rumored to retire a couple of years ago. Then he got the other contract. Um, Won the Super Bowl with the Rams, of course. Um, but he was a great player, so congratulations to him. So the Rams probably need. Uh, they good with the receivers, obviously. Um, they probably go defense, I guess. They probably think about defense. Pittsburgh. Um, of course, now you got your quarterbacks that you need. I guess I would go. I would go defense on that side. Maybe a safety or something for Pittsburgh. Miami Dolphins. Uh, hmm, Maybe offensive line there too, or maybe defense. Philadelphia Eagles. Mm, Probably defense as well on that side. Minnesota again at 23. They got it through a trade, but like I said, they need a quarterback and a little bit of everything. Maybe they good on receivers, but maybe you go running back. Now that you're deeper into the first round, Dallas Cowboys. All the drama been with that. That's another thing that's been in the news. Cowboys and the Lakers, they stay in the news no matter what. During the off season, during the regular season, during the playoffs, they always in the news. So Dallas, but I've been seeing a lot of Dallas talk all over the waves, and basically they're not going to extend Prescott. I guess they want to get through this season first. Um, so Dallas, I guess watch out for them. Maybe Dallas would have trade up and get somebody. I mean, they got Trey Lance last year. I think they did get him for a reason, but he's definitely not ready to start. Um, so we'll see what Dallas do, but they need help pretty much on both sides of the ball as well. Um, Green Bay Packers, what a season they had last year. Probably one of the most surprising teams from last season. Made the playoffs, won a playoff game. and pretty much gave San Francisco a run for their money as well. Uh, but let's see, Green Bay. Uh, they got a young, cool offense. Maybe add to that. Maybe shore up your offensive line. You always think about your linemen. Um, you see, get it stronger. So maybe that's what the Packers would do. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, somewhat surprising as well. Season Baker Mayfield deserved to get his contract. But Tampa, they could go either way, offense or defense. Cardinals at 27 again. Like I said, maybe just show up your defense. Buffalo Bills, they're an interesting team. We'll see where they go. Now they short, without Diggs, they need receivers. Maybe they'll go receiver or offense. Um, Cook had a breakout year last year at the running back position. Defensively, they maybe need to show up the linebacker core. So we'll see what the Bills do as they pick our way at 28. Detroit at 29. Lions, I would say go defense. I would say go defense. Your offensive line is not bad. Baltimore Ravens at 30. Now the Ravens is my team. Of course, got Derrick Henry, excuse me, from Tennessee. So the running backs are good. Offensive line we need now because we lost a lot of offensive linemen. So I think our glaring need is that offensive line. So um, I would imagine that's where they will go in round one. San Francisco, um, um, they could go either way. Their team pretty much solid as well. Kansas City, picking 32, of course, being a champion. Uh, Now we don't know what's going to happen with Rice. He's in a lot of trouble. Will he be able to even play this season? So receiver might be still a weakness for the Chiefs or offense. Defensively, they improved, but they lost. Um, they top corner. So maybe they'll go corner here. I say corner um, or receiver for the Chiefs. It's probably their glaring need, so that's where they might go there. But like I said, this order can change between now and tomorrow night. Got still more than 24 hours to the draft. Like I said, some of those teams, like I said, in the Oakland down from 11 to 13, really from 11 to 14. Minnesota, Denver, Las Vegas Raiders, and the Saints might look to move up because uh, they ain't running that they need a quarterback, a solid quarterback. Um, so any of them teams can move up. And then if we go back up to the top five, I think Bears, Commanders, and Patriots are definitely going to take quarterbacks. So maybe that's why we haven't seen them team move up because they figure they can't get who they want by moving up. So they might as well just stay and get a quality player. Maybe draft a quarterback in the later rounds. Go be excited. First round, they changed it. The first round is Thursday night, and then the other rounds is throughout the weekend. So when I was growing up, I know the NFL draft has changed a lot, but when I was growing up in the '90s, it pretty much started Saturday afternoon, and half the draft would be Saturday, and the other half would be Sunday. But they don't do it like that no more. Now it's more of an event. It's the NFL. They know how to make money, and it's making the money. It's going to be an event tomorrow night. So it's on ABC. It's on ESPN. So even if so if you're an NFL fan, you want to see what your team do tomorrow night, tune into the NFL draft. But like I said, we could see a lot of movement between now and then. But I think because the top three picks need quarterbacks themselves, they're not going to trade down. So even if you trade with Arizona, maybe you get the 5 or 4. Maybe Arizona will trade down. But I think everybody else might stay where they are. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. It's teams that need quarterbacks. They're going to try to move up. So, okay. So that's our NFL news for this week. Next week, I don't know if I'll be on next week, but next time I get on, we'll break down the draft, see what teams improve, I look at other experts, see which grades they give draft grades and all that stuff. So we'll look into all that next time I get on. Let's see. Let's go NBA playoffs, of course. Um, we're already deep into that. Uh, we got. Let's just look at last night's games, and then we'll look at the other games and tonight's games, and then we'll break down the other series going on here. So last night, um, uh, Timberwolves go up to nothing on the Phoenix Suns. I watched a basketball show this morning. Phoenix, we always say who was the most disappointed team. Phoenix just, I thought they'd be a lot better than what they are. I thought they'd probably be a top four team in the West. Of course, they finished sixth in the West. Minnesota's been a surprise, um, but they just so good defensively. They've been giving the Suns fits. I've been saying highlights and stuff. Um, I don't see Phoenix coming back in this series. Pretty much, even though most of the series that's 2-0, the home team won the games. So Phoenix could go home and win the next two. It's just the way they've been playing. I don't know if that's going to happen. Um, like the Suns, only way they can win, but it has to be consistent. Like the Rat, probably two out of the three guys, the Rat and Booker or Bill, I think two of them got to probably score 30 every day, every night. At least two of them for them to have a chance. If they don't, the role players just ain't good enough to step up. They just lost Grayson Allen, so Phoenix is looking bleak for them. I don't know if they're going to ever come back and win this series. I had Minnesota winning this series anyway in six, but the way this looking, it could be five. I think they'll get one in Phoenix at least. Also, last night Pacers over the Bucks, so that series is now tied at one game apiece. PL Siakam, what a series he's having: 36 game one, 37 in game two. Dame again did well in the first half, but didn't show up enough in the second half. And the Pacers hit their threes. Of course, they always hard to beat if they go over their threes. This series, like I said, I think Milwaukee. I'm still going to say Milwaukee can survive this series. It has to be survive because it's starting to look like that Giannis not going to come back for this series at least. So the Bucks going to have to get it done on their own. I want to see how they perform in Game Three. I think Game Three is going to be crucial. I think whoever wins Game Three will probably win the series. But like I said, I think it's going to be a long series that still could go 6 or 7 games because the Pacers just, as far as overall, just too inconsistent. So I think Milwaukee can still survive this series, but Game Three is going to tell to me is going to tell who wins this series. Another game from last night, Mavericks over the Clippers, 96-93. So that series is tied now at one game apiece. Um, Dallas get to go home, so that's going to be good for them. Clippers, Kawhi did play, but he didn't look quite like himself. Harden was off last night, so the Clippers looked like game one they was just hot, like they were just shooting threes, hitting threes. I think Dallas, I think them being off for a week, I think it really hurt them. But I think now they about to be back in the rhythm. But this has been but the Clippers, well Dallas as well. There's been a lot of good defense played in the series overall. Like I said, I picked Dallas to win this series. I think they still will, but I think, like I said, this could be a very long series. But it was huge for them to get one in LA. Now they go to Dallas for Game Three. All right, so let's look at tonight's games. Only two games tonight. Both these are the last two games. Um, that's game twos. Heat and Celtics. I watched game one of that series. Heat is undermanned. No Jimmy Butler. So like I said, it's going to have to be Tyler Hero and Bam. We'll see. Boston. Like I said, clearly the best team. But like I said, if they ain't shooting their threes and the game get tight, can they execute down the stretch? I think Miami going to have to somehow slow down the pace if they're going to have a chance to win this series. But this the Heat, so I'm not going to dismiss them like they can't win a game. But um, we'll see how they come out tonight. Because game one they just blew them off the court in the first quarter, and Miami just could never. They settled down really from the second quarter on. They pretty much played them even, but the first quarter was all Boston. I think a little bit of the third quarter they pulled away a little bit as well. Um, but it's going to be hard for the Heat to win this series, let alone a game. Um, but we'll see how they perform tonight in Boston. And the other game, Pelicans at Thunder. It's probably the series nobody cares about. Thunder's the number one seed in the West, um, and that first game was close. But I think the Thunder's going to slowly pull away in this series. I think them getting the playoff atmosphere in the playoffs. I think they're going to get used to that. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Pelicans win this game tonight somehow. But I think the Thunder's going to pull away in this series. So that's how I see that one going. Okay, so let's talk about the other series we didn't talk about. But that's the next tonight and last night. Of course, it's games every day until somebody move on and clinch and win the series. Let's see. All right, so let's just go back to let's see. Just today Wednesday, so let's go back to Monday. Um, yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about the Lakers. They coming up. Magic Cavaliers is another series nobody's really talking about. But Cleveland is up 2 games to none. I think that means something. But I think going back to Orlando, I think it might flip. I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando win 2 games. I think the home team is going to dominate this series, which might be enough for Cleveland to get through. Um, but I think these 2 games, yeah, Cleveland played well defensively as well. But I think once the series go to Orlando, I think you're going to see sort of a flip. I think Orlando had the momentum, and I would be surprised if they win 2 games to even the series back up. Knicks 76ers. This was an interesting series coming in. Embiid is back. Tyrese Maxey, congratulations to him. He won Most Improved Player this season in the NBA. And the other night, it's been a controversy with the game down the stretch, the no call or the foul. The Knicks was able to get that loose ball and hit the three to win that game too. Um, but I just think Philadelphia, we'll see what they do at home. I don't think they play again until Friday night? Let's see. No, I think it's already Saturday. Or is it Sunday? Wait. Oh, game four. So it must be tomorrow night. Okay, yeah. So they play tomorrow night. Okay. Um, I don't know. I guess game like I just said about the other series, the Milwaukee series. I think this game is going to tell us a lot. Of course, if the Knicks win, they'd be up 3-0. And even though it's the Knicks, you don't expect them to choke a 3-0 lead. So it's a kind of a must win for Philadelphia at home. Um, and I think they get that game because I think it be get the home crowd. I guess the role players to play better. You know how it goes in the postseason. So I think the Sixers could at least get that game through. Game four, I think game four is going to be the key game. If Philadelphia come back and tie it at 2, I think now they go to New York even with more confidence than they had when the series started. Um, and B, he's guaranteed to win this series. Um, so game three, the next 2 games is going to tell a lot with a lot of these series, but in this series in particular, I think if the Sixers could get it, if it gets the 3-1 or 3-0, I think the Knicks are fine. They'll move on. If not, even though I still pick the Knicks to win this series, I just thought Philadelphia had a chance with Embiid. You got the best players, so. Um, but this series is lawful over. But we'll see what happens in Game Three tomorrow night. Um, Lakers and Nuggets. Um, of course, everybody talk about the Lakers. Of course, overhyped, just like the Cowboys. Those teams of that nature, just over talk about them. But Game 3, of course, you know how Game 2 ended. The walk off shot by Jamal Murray. So the Lakers had a chance. Lakers was up 20 in this game. So that's why I'm not gonna nitpick like some people been doing. Well, if this would have happened, if that would have happened, he was up 20. You gotta hold on to win the game. Even in today's NBA, even though 20 points ain't a lot anymore, but you got to close a deal. Uh, Denver just, they the defending champion just got that. When they backs against the wall, they respond. Then Joker with the huge game, 27, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, a triple double. Um, Anthony Davis really couldn't stop him. Uh, Lakers, the only good news for Lakers, they go back home. So we'll see. So they guys might play a little better at home. LeBron, on the other hand, he's played decently in this series. So have Anthony Davis, but you're gonna have to do a little bit more to get the Nuggets team out the way. I just talked about Michael Porter Jr. He's been playing pretty decent. KCP. Meanwhile, Jamal Murray and KCP been a little off with their shot. Like, and that's another reason why some people have said the Lakers are done because they're not going to continue to shoot that bad, which I agree with. So, um, but I mean, I don't like to say nobody's done after 2 games, but I had Denver winning the series anyway, so I'm not surprised that they up to nothing. But of course, if they get, especially if they get game 3, this could be a sweep, another sweep, which would be embarrassing for the Lakers. It'd be 2 years in a row they got swept by Denver. So we'll see what happens in game 3 tomorrow night. So it's a huge game. We'll see what the Lakers are made of. Um, but the Nuggets, you got to tip your hat to them, give them credit. They're the defending champions for a reason. So that's why they up 2-0 this series. So have we covered all the series? Have we covered everybody? Let's see. Um, what series have we talked about yet? Let's see. Yeah, I think we talked about everybody. Yep, Bucks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we touched on all the series. So that's it then. We done with the NBA for now. Um, no major news um, in the NBA. Like I said, I mentioned the Maxi winning the most improved player. But yeah, we touched on every series. So um, like I said, I haven't changed any of my predictions. I still think in the East it'll be Milwaukee and Boston, but Milwaukee is in a little bit of trouble in their series. And in the West, I still like OKC and Denver to make it in the Western side. So um, so that's I haven't changed that yet. Milwaukee is the only team I'm a little bit worried about right now. Of course, they even though they even in their series, but the Pacers just played them very very well. Even if they had Giannis, this still would have been a tough series for the Milwaukee Bucks. But I'm gonna stick with my predictions um, with Milwaukee and Boston in the East and OKC and Denver being in the Western Conference Finals. So that's it. But that's it pretty much for the show this week. Just to do my quick final thoughts. Uh, let's see, is anything going on this weekend? Not really. I think this is it the Kentucky Derby this weekend. I believe it is. I believe it is. I believe the Kentucky Derby is this weekend. So that's something to look forward to. I said I was going to talk about a little hockey. Uh, the playoffs have started on that side as well, but they broke down the brackets and I don't really understand it. But yeah, my device acted up anyway. But I guess if somebody watch a playback, just comment about if you want me to talk about hockey. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I don't follow it real deeply. But I just know it's the playoffs for hockey now too. But playoff hockey is fun to watch though because you don't see all that goofy fighting as much because it costs you too much to fight. So you don't see that fighting in the playoffs that often. So, um, but yeah, I was going to touch on that. I was going to touch on the USFL. Um, um, like I said, it's football. So if you want to need to scratch your football itch, you can watch that league. I haven't watched that many games this season yet. Um, maybe this weekend I had some time. Maybe I'll watch a game or two of the USFL. Um, but other than that, that's it for our sports. As far as my channel, like I said, I might not be on next week because I gotta work. next Wednesday. So this is my only good time I'm able to do a show. Um, so I might not be back till the following week. It depends on my schedule. Um, but I try to, like I said, I've been trying to do more shorts. I've been slacking on the shorts. Haven't done no shorts. I haven't done not even on my Switch. I haven't done my little video game shorts. Um, in the next couple of days even. Well, one of the games I was doing Mario Brothers 3. I maybe was thinking deleted my games. I gotta start over and get all the way back to I was so I could still do it in order. So maybe I'll work on that today. Um, yeah, other than that, guys, that's it for this week. 40 minutes, not bad. I thought I would be a little longer because I'm long winded sometimes, but I was able to get through the content and get it out of here. Nobody came through and asked that many questions, so I'm going to wrap it up in a minute. Just want to thank you guys again. We had 289 subscribers. Look like we short of our goal of 500 by May 1st. May 1st is next Wednesday, I believe. So we got a week. I'm gonna just be realistic. I doubt if I make it to 500 subscribers within a week. So that means that's what. Let's do the math. 211 more subscribers in a week. Nah, I never even did that. I think the most I ever done in a week was like 100, and that was probably during that Sonic wave when I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog. I got like, I think I got like 100. Yeah. And this past, matter of fact, the winter when I started doing the Switch videos, I got traction, but I still don't think I got 100. Not even 100, but I need 210. So we definitely gonna be short. But that's our next goal, our next milestone. If we do reach that, we have to do something special. I have to do a special show just to celebrate that. But thank you guys. Like I said, all my social medias and my description here on the channel. So definitely reach out to me on that if you have any questions or something you specifically want me to talk about. But next week, like I said, I probably won't be going on next week unless something happens or I can somehow squeeze it in, or at least do a short show maybe next week to look at the NBA playoffs. They should be in the next round by then. But we'll look into it. I ain't gonna completely write it off, but most likely I won't be on next week. I'll probably see you guys in 2 weeks. But definitely, check out my community wall. Um, like I said, watch old videos, comment. That's a way to reach me as well. And I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Look like the weather's trying to break. The weather's trying to break, especially if you're on the East Coast. Starting to get warmer weather, so that's great. I don't like the winter at all. I like cold weather, so anytime it's warm, I'm good with that. But thank you guys, man. That's it. I'm not gonna ramble anymore. Definitely reach out through social media or through right here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys joining me. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. They start to get interesting now that we're 2 games in. Teams about to go on the road. So we'll see how they respond. And teams about to go home. We'll see how they respond. But a couple of big game threes coming. Like I said, tonight we got, let's see what we got tonight before I get out of here. Yeah, game two is actually Heat, Celtics, and Pelicans Thunder, which I mentioned. That's tonight. And then after that, it'll be game threes coming um, for the rest of this weekend, game threes and fours. But like I said, game three is always huge in any series. Um, Pretty much every odd game because either you're going ahead or you're expounding your lead. Almost every time it's an odd game. So game threes are gonna be huge in a lot of these series, like I said. All right, but that's it. I'm gonna shut it down now. Appreciate you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. I keep you guys updated. If I do a show next week, I announce it on social media like I always do, or try to announce it on here. But thank you guys so much. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Troy West said thank you. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy your sports, and talk to you guys next time. Peace and love. Thanks.